and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 97 today and we are back for two massive games in La Liga with Real Madrid. First, we head to rivals Atletico, still managed by Diego Simeone, in an early big game in the title race at our new club. And then we're at home to Sevilla, who are currently the leaders of the pack and who are the outside bet of the top four to get the title, but certainly shouldn't be ruled out. We'll also talk about a worrying start to the Champions League campaign, which you can probably see in the top right there, and a recovery of sorts domestically. Not much in terms of transfer news, but a big episode still. So if you're looking forward to it, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 videos from two long-term stories. And there's all the links to the playlists up in the eye above, including a few mini-series too, as well as the link to the Twitch channel in the description below with 3 live streams from FM21 every single week, as well as some special Euros bits coming up as well. So thank you for your incredible support as we have a look back at our transfer news and our fixtures with Real Madrid. So firstly, transfers. And the big news really is that we've lost one of our midfielders to Manchester City on deadline day. Juan Antonio Galvez, for 27 million, potentially rising to 35, has joined Manchester City. He was throwing his toys out the pram. The director of football chose to sell him. And for the money, I can kind of understand it. My worry is, it's another one of those who was homegrown at the club. And for Europe and for the strength of the squad, that's not really a good thing. Another couple of young players coming into the club. Interestingly, one of them, a young Slovakian from Sligo Rovers. So he was 165 grand and actually looks the best of the ones signed this summer. Not that he'll ever make it here. But in terms of the results, there's not really been much of a change. In the league, we have come back and we've taken our chances. So that worry against Las Palmas that none of our chances went in is gone. We've won 7-1, 3-0 and 5-0. However, our big test away in the Champions League at Napoli was a disaster. We went 1-0 up with Klassen. We suddenly found ourselves 4-1 down going into stoppage time. Adrian Molina got one back. Then he picked up a knock for a month. And I think that's the thing here with Real Madrid. We haven't got the depth of squad. We can't rotate 6, 7, 8 every game and get away with it. We rotated 4 or 5 for Villarreal and we were fine. But when you look at this run of fixtures, Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, Ajax, we can't do it. And that's where the concern comes. The good news is, in Napoli away, it should be our most difficult fixture on paper. Ajax, if we can get the win at home, the double over Dinamo, it suddenly starts to look very much more comfortable if we're on 9 points after 4 games. So touch wood, that will happen. Let's have a look at the scorers though. Against Alaves, we changed Jose Del Rio Fernandez to a left winger. He got 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. Laus got 4 off the right wing and Dave Klassen opened his account for the season as well. A 3-0 win away from home at Celta Vigo. Klassen again, but this time alongside Cobanan and Pellistri. 2 goals in the first 6 minutes had essentially wrapped it up. At Napoli, it was Klassen and Molina. And then at home to Villarreal, we had Lautaro Martinez making his first start of the season up front. Klassen, who had to come on due to an early injury. Militao and Pellistri yet again. So 5 goals to 0, a wonderful performance. But now we've got a very difficult test. Atletico Madrid missing a few, we're missing a couple as well. But it's all about fighting for the top of the table. We've only dropped 2 points. Atletico not dropped any. They're the only side this season alongside Getafe not to drop any points yet. And we want to make sure we change that today. Even if it's a draw, it keeps us in the hunt and it takes some of their confidence away. But this is the squad that we've gone for. And I've made a couple of changes and I'll explain why. So firstly, at left back, I've brought in Tony Clayton for Davis. Now, Davis, as you can see from his sort of last 5 games there, has got a big dip against Napoli. Now, that's because he was playing as an attacking wing-back. He didn't have the defensive attributes and he got roasted by the winger. Tony Clayton is a defensive fullback, does his job defensively, no frills. That's what we want today. So that's the reason we brought him in as the more defensive option. Not a more defensive role, we just want to see how he produces. In terms of the rest, we've got a few with a heavy match load, but I'm not going to make too many changes. We've not really got many options on the bench, so the only change I've made is I've dropped Tomori out of the bench for Taraski, and that's just so we've got someone with a lighter match load. Particularly with Tomori being over 30, we want to protect him. We want to avoid injuries to this relatively small squad. But it means the 11 looks like this. The winger on the left is the only tactical change, and the personnel changes are few and far between. So we've got Peter Alken in goal, the new big sign-in from Bayer Leverkusen. Oliveira and Tony Clayton, the fullbacks, with Evangelista and Militao at centre-half. We've got Ferreira and Cobanan in midfield, Laus and Del Rio Fernandez on the wings, and then Cesar Fernandez behind Klassen up front as we try to beat our rivals, Atletico Madrid. It's a massive game at the top of La Liga, even this early in the season. So let's go and see if we can do it. What do you think in the comments below? Can we force Atletico to drop their first points of the season? Let's go and see. Well, we know a lot about our side. Atletico Madrid got Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, bizarrely. They've also got a couple of experienced players in the middle, so Zaniolo being one of them. Weston McKennie used to play in the Premier League, I'm sure. He's their skipper. I just remember playing against him at some point in this save. But it's a very good squad. It's a very good team. There is no playing around it here. We know this is going to be tough. But if we get a win, the title race is back in our grasp. Even this early in the season, it could be a defining game. Let's go and see if we can get a result. Because in our only other away test this season at Napoli, we looked a million miles off the ball. We've dropped to a balanced mentality just to try and keep it tight for the first half an hour or so. But even so, it's our hosts on the attack early here with Paulinho on the left. Cuts inside to the box. Don't bring him down. Delivers into the front post. It's a stunning save from Peter Alken. Pino in again. It's cleared by Cobanan. That's wonderful goalkeeping. Gilt-edged chance. Wonderful creation from Madrid. But we've managed to keep them out. And now Real Madrid get off the hook early on. And despite our best laid plans with Tony Clayton, he's now picked up an injury. A gashed upper leg. We'll have to take him off in a minute. But let's see out this highlight. As they're playing through the middle, Atletico Madrid. They're all over us. They're all over us the way they're playing. McKennie in the middle to Zaniolo. Space to run into. Nobody's there. Militao reads it well. Good reading of the game. Good anticipation and good positioning. Evangelista out to the injured Clayton. Can he go long? He doesn't. He goes short. Cobanan picks it up in the middle to Vitinha. To Clayton again. There's still the winger looking for the run, but he plays safe to Vitinha for a second time. In the back of the centre circle, into Fernandez. Cesar, that is. He's coming through the lines. There's nobody closing him down. Oh, it's a good effort. 25 yards out. He goes for a thunderous strike. And although my sentences are all over the place, that shot certainly wasn't. A good save in the end. Alphonso Davies will come on for Clayton. I've got to take it off for a minute because you know my superstition with tactical changes. As soon as you put one on, there's always a goal. As they play through the middle again with McKennie. Up to Paulinho. Beats the fullback into the box. Chance to shoot. Puts it wide comfortably. We can deal with those all day long. Tony Clayton replaced by Davis. 26 on the clock. It's been an even game. But Atletico maybe just edged it. As Oliveira throws in from the right. 10 minutes to the break now. Laus to the back post. Del Rio Fernandez. He scored a few of them this season. Didn't really do enough for that chance. It's a long goal kick downfield. Militao heads away to Cobanan. He's been a disappointment so far. Coming forward on the left side again to Alphonso Davies. Here is Cobanan. He goes inside to Vitinha. To Cobanan again. Can we find that breakthrough? It's starting to look a bit like Las Palmas here. Cobanan finds Oliveira though. Good through ball. Chance to cross. Goes back to Vitinha. Back to Cobanan again. Into Fernandez. Was he offside? It is. Cesar laid off to Del Rio. But unfortunately, the flag had already gone up. VAR will confirm it's offside. There's absolutely no chance this will stand. There you go. It is offside. 10 minutes to the break. It's still goalless. Half time then. 0-0 between Atletico and Real Madrid. Not the worst result in the world. And it does mean they drop points. They lose that sense of invincibility. Particularly in terms of win-win-win. But it does keep us behind them in the title race. And with Sevilla in good form. With Barcelona having only dropped 2 points. We'd ideally like to get the 3 as Fernandez flicks on. Headed away by Atletico up to Moreno. It's a 2-on-1 but he'll fancy his chances here. Gets past the first man. The second's in the box is Militao. He's beaten him. Oh, that's a shocking own goal. Evangelista slides in to try and block the cross. And it's just come off him and flown past Alken. Absolutely nothing of keynote has been created in this game. And that's the way that the defence has been unlocked. 1-0 Atletico, we've got to come forward now. Del Rio Fernandez on the left-hand side. Can we do it from the kickoff with Cobanan to Davis? Came on early, got the yellow card, and even looks poor going forward now. Wan-Bissaka gives it back to him though. It's Cobanan. Overlapping is Davis again. Can he get the ball in? Just takes one touch too many. Back out to Cobanan, but now the best chance has gone. In the end, he does well to beat his man. Delivers to Del Rio. How's he not put that away? It's almost gone backwards from him. As Moreno gets down the right, if they score again on the counter, we're screwed. Moreno delivers. It's blocked out for a corner this time. We're going to have to go more positive because we're getting overrun and we need to chase the game. We can't afford to lose this one as well. As Pino delivers in swinging, Militao heads away, but it's only going as far as Paulinho. And it's all Atletico Madrid again. That goal has knocked the wind out of our sails. Even though it wasn't anything creative, anything special, it was just one moment of luck. It seems to have given them confidence, though Fernandes comes away from the corner, goes the length of the pitch. It's a good save by Carles. Felipe clears away. They're getting away with it here, and we're really struggling to make an impact. We're into the sort of territory where we have to think about changes. I'm really struggling with Klassen this season as well so far. Not looking the part, similar to Perea. Just can't get a one-striker tactic to work. But as I say that, he's done what Perea was so good at. Fox in the box, Oliveira delivers a low whip ball, the defender can't get enough on it, and there's Klassen 8 yards out to blast it into the net. 22 minutes to go, we're back on level terms. Now let's go and make some changes and chase this game. Vitor Ferreira is going to be replaced by Bentancur in the middle. We've also got Pelistri who can come on the wing. Lau's starting to look a bit tired after a few starts in a row, so I'm going to give him a little rest here. It's a very good squad in terms of that initial 18 or 19 man team. After that, we've not got the depth we had at Spurs. We can't change 11 and still have a good side. But for now, we don't need that. We need these boys to make an impact, and we need to try and nick a winner in a game we've dominated. Particularly the second half, we've been sublime. We've gone positive, we've been aggressive, but I don't know if it's going to come. And what would be more sickening is if we threw it away in stoppage time, as Carles has got a free kick just inside his own half. No idea what Del Rio Fernandez was doing there. As they play out from the back, it's poor. Pelistri nicks it. It's 2-on-2. Pelistri shoots. Why didn't he lay it across to Klassen? It's so greedy. It was a great chance to nick it. A poor ball out from the keeper. But it remains 1-1, and that's how it finishes. A really cruel own goal we concede. And then a poacher's instinctive finish from Dave Klassen makes it 1-1 in the Madrid derby. We stay in touch at the top of La Liga, but it's not enough at the moment. We need them to drop points elsewhere. I'll see you in a moment for Sevilla, where we really have to get back to winning ways. It's fitness test time as we reach Saturday night in Sevilla, and we're going to have to start thinking about promoting some of the under-19s and the B team, just as the big giants do in the odd league game in real life, because we haven't got the squad to compete. Tony Clayton's out for a couple of weeks now. He'll miss this one and midweek. Jacobo just back to fitness but not recommended for selection. Manuel Locatelli exactly the same. So we're now in a bit of a spot of bother. However, Atletico Madrid have just dropped 2 more points. Barcelona did the same in midweek. And Sevilla have of course done the same. So if we beat Sevilla today, we're on par with all of them and with the best goal difference. So that's what we're looking to achieve. We're going to get the opposition instructions on. Alphonso Davies will obviously come back in at left back. But it's the heavy match load I'm worried about. Because after this one, we've got a 3-day gap to Ajax on Tuesday. Can we beat them at home with a rotated side? I'm not quite sure. We've then got, yes, what on paper should be a slightly easier game against Eibar on Sunday. But after that 5-day break, are we going to be like we were against Las Palmas, where we struggled to score goals if we rest people? We have then, in fairness, got the international break, but all of our players are going to be playing. And that's where the difficulty comes. So I'm going to play the strongest team today, but I am conscious of what's going on, particularly with 4 of those 5 players out the squad not recommended to be selected. I'm going to put Parashi in because I never have a sub-keeper, and that means there are no other outfield players that are recommended as fit for this game. We are down to an 18-man squad, and this is what we've gone for this game. It's just the one change to the starting 11 as Alphonso Davies comes in for the injured Tony Clayton. Taraski comes onto the bench alongside Tomori. In fact, I think it was Tomori who missed out in midweek. He's still got that heavy match load, but there's nobody else to choose from other than putting a keeper on the bench, which for me is largely pointless. So that's the lineup. It's a similar squad. We just need one more big effort from them. The Champions League I'm a little concerned about, but we will do the double over Dinamo, and if we have to catch up later on, then so be it. The Eibar game is where the potential banana skin comes, but for now, we just want to get this job done. Have they got anyone that we recognise in the team? Mukiele's there. Beneca's still in the middle. He's a very good player. It's a decent squad. Juan Foyth, Giovanni Lo Celso both on the bench. It's an interesting team. We'll see how it gets on today, but it should be another difficult test. We've just got to stop dropping points. If we can put a few of those chances away, we'll be in no trouble at all. But Dave Klassen, it's over to you, my friend up front. as Klassen, the goalkeeper for Sevilla, takes the early kick. Dave Klassen wins it to Cesar Fernandez. He beats two men, gets into the box. There's three in the middle if he can find them. Cuts it back to Dave Klassen. And again, doesn't take an exceptional chance. It's straight at the defender who clears it away. And now Verde's on the counter. We get away with it. We nullify the threat. But too many good chances go begging as Beneca's got a corner in for Sevilla. Alken holds well, really commanding his area. Excellent work from the German number one. Still not learnt the language, of course, as Evangelista, who scored the own goal at Atletico Madrid, plays out to Del Rio Fernandez. From the left-hand side to Dave Klassen, Alfonso Davis overlapping, but he turns inside instead. Through ball towards Laus, the right winger, but he can't quite get on the end of it. Header away finds Oliveira at right back as we go into the opposition half again. Laus to Vitinha. Lovely 1-2. Laus beats his man. He's got three in the middle. Gets it into Fernandez. And Cesar Fernandez scores for Real Madrid. It's 1-0 with less than 7 minutes on the clock. And at home, we have looked almost unbeatable so far this season. Okay, we haven't had any real tests until now. But that is the perfect start. And we've got a throw on the left again with Alfonso Davis. Michele heads away as far as Vitinha. He's only just inside our half now, but he's got plenty of time on the ball, and he goes down the line with a nice flick to Davis, to Kobanan. Back to Vitinha again, is it? No. Lovely switch to Laus. Oh, a little bit greedy to try and hit that first time. Perhaps ambitious as well. If he'd brought it down, he had acres of space. But he goes for it, he blasts it over the bar, and it remains just 1-0 to the host as Oliveira throws down the line. Cesar Fernandez really starting to flex his muscles now. Comes left, slides it through to Dave Klassen. That is what we want to play like. Absolutely stunning. 20 minutes on the clock, 2-0 Real Madrid. That's the team I want to create. And if we can find that form pretty quickly, we're going to be unstoppable very soon. As Oliveira at right back again, it is constant Real Madrid attacks. It's brilliant work. Oliveira chips up, but it's cleared away by Beneca. He finds Shebanov to Rivic. He's got the right back over the top. Goes out to him in Rodriguez, and now Solomon. Over halfway with the long ball, Evangelista heads away. Kobanan finds Davis to Vitinha. 3 or 4 up there again. He switches right towards Laus. Beats the fullback so easily. He's got his number all day today. Beats 3 men. It's stunning play. Eventually he gets it into the back of the net. And Matthew Laus, a goal and an assist. A wonderful display so far. It's 3-0. It's already game over. It is Real Madrid at their very finest. And this is the problem this season. We're scoring 5 or 6 in one game and then 1 or none in the other. If we could just level that out to 3 a game, I'd be delighted. But at the moment, we're 5 minutes to half time. We cannot complain at all about this performance. 3-0 at the break then. A wonderful performance from Real Madrid. We're going to tell the lads to keep it up. We can't ask anymore. After getting that point back and finishing the game strongly against Atletico, this is what we need now. If we can get to the hour mark without any damage, we'll take off some of the more tired players, some of the key players, and try and be at our best for Ajax in midweek. It looks like it's going to be comfortable now. 65 on the clock, no further changes, no further attempts from our visitors. So let's go and make 3 substitutions. We'll be back in a moment to see out the game. We're back with 3 changes made as we've got a corner kick with Vitinha. I'll talk you through the subs in a minute as Evangelista gets it wide to Vitinha again. They just can't get it clear, Sevilla. Into Lautaro Martinez. Back to Vitinha. Towards Beneca. Smashes the woodwork. Del Rio Fernandez puts the rebound in. It's 4-0. That is definitely game over. Bentancur with the original strike that hits the bar. He came on in midfield for Kobanan. Pellistri on for Laus. And Cesar Fernandez replaced by Lautaro Martinez. All we've basically done is taken off 3 of our best rated players. Not the most tired, not the worst performing. The 3 that we feel we can't do without. Where we haven't got the strongest substitutions in the squad, I'm not worried in midweek if we replace Vitinha with Bentancur. If we replace Del Rio Fernandez with Pellistri. They don't make a huge difference. Whereas losing the 3 5-star players would. As Del Rio Fernandez gets in on the left, can we put a bit more gloss on it? Delivers early towards Pellistri. Bullet header from that range. It was behind him. It was difficult to direct back across goal. And he got a massive amount of power on it. But it's just over the bar. It is the final chance of the game as we win 4-0. Vintage Real Madrid. Vintage style of play from me. Based on what we saw at Derby, Southampton at times at our best. And at Tottenham as well. This is the style of football we wanted to play. And we've managed to produce it for the first time, I would say, as a Real Madrid manager. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we'll be back. But there's a lot more promising signs out of those 2 performances. Well, the only side above us on points at the moment is Getafe, who have won all of their first 5 games. They've not faced any of the big boys yet, though, and their highest finish up to this point in this save is 8th place. So unless they're going to go and do a Leicester, it's probably going to be between Atletico, Sevilla, Barca, and maybe Real Betis, who are in it early as well. But Matthew Lau's player of the day, certainly on course to become one of, if not the best ever Australian to play the game. He's absolutely world class and he looks stunning. So we're really pleased with how he's developing, how this team is starting to move. It's a lot more positive than the last episode, as you can see. What I think we're going to do now, though, is skip ahead a little while, because realistically, over the next month and a half, if we can get past the home Ajax game, I'd expect to do the double over Dinamo. We've got none of the massive boys in the league. Yes, Getafe could be a big game. Yes, Bilbao could be a big one. And perhaps if we do end up losing against Ajax in midweek, then we will show Dinamo and Getafe. But for now, the plan is to come back towards the end of November. Napoli at home in the reverse fixture in the Champions League is crucial. And at that point, they're one of the sides who might be chasing the top of the group. And then we'll show one of the games either side, either Malaga or Atletico Pamplona. And that will be alongside Napoli. So if you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy this episode with 2 big games in La Liga, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 videos from 2 long-term stories. You can catch up with all the key playlists, including some new ones in the eye above. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description below, where we're streaming Football Manager 3 times a week at the moment. And we'll have some bonus specials for the Euros as well. But a massive thank you for watching, for supporting this channel, the podcast and the food channel too. It's all really greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for big Champions League football and hopefully more progress in the title race in La Liga for Real Madrid Football Club. It's starting to look like the right move at last. I'll see you next time to find out if it definitely is.